My dear compatriots, dear donors, dear volunteers of Survie Cameroon Survival Initiative, in my end-of-year message, I announced the completion of the operational activities of our Humanitarian Action, SCSI. This decision took effect on 21st December 2020 with all operational activities of the initiative having effectively ended in mid-December. Thanks to your historic and unprecedented mobilization, the goals of SCSI were largely achieved to the great satisfaction of our compatriots. This step completed, all that remained was to proceed with the administrative closure of the initiative, which was to take the form of the production of several reports. Firstly, a comprehensive report on the accounting, financial and operational management of SCSI to be prepared by the chairman of the management committee. Secondly, the audit report entrusted by the chairman of the management committee to ACDB Consulting. Thirdly, my moral report as initiator of SCSI to the donor community and all other stakeholders. Like you, I have received and read the executive summary dated 22 January 2020, released by ACDB Consulting. I noted with regret the conclusion of the letter stating its inability to formally establish the origin of the difference observed between the amounts posted by the online collection platforms and the cumulative amount of money actually collected by Stripe and PayPal and remitted to SCSI. I also noted that, failing to reach conclusions on the main purpose of the mandate entrusted to it, even after having obtained additional time to do so, ACDB Consulting was only able to put forward hypotheses on plausible explanations, in particular that of the establishment of a multi-gateway system or the implementation of an alternative online bank account, or the fact that the site had up to 9 administrators with the same powers. To date, I have not been privy to the full report produced by ACDB Consulting. In its preliminary observations dated 29 January 2021, on the executive summary of ACDB Consulting, the team of computer engineers who created the SCSI fundraising platform in April 2020 and who has since ensured its management, maintenance and development, has expressed serious reservations about the credibility of the work carried out by the audit firm. These reservations are based on both method and conclusions. The team of administrators observes that it was not interviewed by the auditors of ACDB Consulting and wonders about the reason why the publisher of the software used by the platforms was not interviewed neither or contacted by the auditors of ACDB Consulting. The IT team understands even less that no mention is made of the internal technical audit carried out by it in October 2020 on the subject of the discrepancy and made available to the chairman of the management committee, even though this internal audit report had benefited, among others, of inputs from the publisher of the software in question. I find that instead of the clarifications expected from the SCSI-sponsored audit, the current situation is rather a source of unhealthy confusion. Such a situation cannot continue. It is therefore my responsibility as the initiator of the SCSI initiative to put an end to it. A full review of the SCSI operation is therefore essential in order to definitely shed full light on the situation. In this perspective, I have decided to begin with to commission Ernst & Young, one of the 4 largest audit and consulting firms in the world, to carry out an assessment of the information systems of SCSI in order to clearly establish the origin of the difference of approximately 330,000 euros observed between the figures posted by the online collection platforms and the cumulative amount of the sums collected by the operators Stripe and PayPal and transferred to the SCSI bank account. In this context, the emphasis will initially be on the reliability of SCSI information and procedures, from the collection platforms to the transfer of funds on the bank account used by SCSI. In addition, and in line with my end-of-year message, I'm formally putting an end, effective this 3rd February 2021, to all activities of the SCSI initiative. In due course, further action will be announced regarding the implications of the termination of SCSI operations. As you know, your donations for the fight against COVID-19 deposited through the mobile money and Orange Money platforms in Cameroon remained blocked to this day at the request of the Cameroonian government. As soon as the freeze is lifted, you will be informed of the amount of money collected through these platforms. The amount of money in question will then be transparently allocated to charities to be identified. My dear compatriots, dear donors, dear volunteers of Survie Cameroon Survival Initiative, I reserve the right to initiate, in due time, appropriate legal proceedings in order to defend any of the interests that may have been jeopardized in the context of the SCSI operation, whether it be alleged wrongdoings or an offense of any other nature susceptible of compromising the integrity of SCSI or that of all persons of good will who have, in my request, associated themselves in good faith with this project. No one should forget that SCSI has shown the sense of solidarity and generosity of our people. SCSI has made it possible to demonstrate what we Cameroonians and friends of our country can achieve together when we are united around a cause and mobilized behind legitimate and trusting leadership. Together, we were able to display boldly an additional dimension of the Cameroonian genius. Together, we were able to awaken an invincible spirit that is in motion and projects its light on everything and on everyone. I would like, in this regard, to reiterate my deepest gratitude to all the donors, Cameroonians and friends of our country, who massively responded to our call and gave life to SCSI. At the risk of being redundant, I once again extend to the chairman of the SCSI Management Committee, my brother, Christian Penda Egoka, my gratitude for the sacrifice he has made in running the SCSI humanitarian program. Finally, my gratitude goes to all the soldiers of National Solidarity, the thousands of volunteers of SCSI in Cameroon and in the diaspora, for the sacrifices made in the face of adversity to give full effect to the initiative. I therefore reassure you of my determination to ensure that full light is made and at all levels on all aspects of the activities of Survie Cameroon Survival Initiative. No person or entity, none, will be immune from the unfortunate consequences that will be imposed. I renew to you my commitment to come back to you in due course to present my moral report on Survie Cameroon Survival Initiative. Until then, I ask everyone to keep calm, to abandon parochialism, sterile controversy, and not be distracted from our end goal, which is in our common mission to build a new Cameroon. The realization of this mission is incumbent on all of us, collectively and in solidarity. I will not betray you